Let's begin with something clear and responsible. There is no verified public report that Savannah Guthrie's mother has been abducted, no confirmed ransom deadline, and no documented private video call in which Anderson Cooper revealed hidden family dynamics. When real names are involved, especially around crime, fear, or alleged trauma, accuracy matters more than drama. It's easy to let a compelling narrative sweep us away, particularly when it includes ticking clocks, missed deadlines, and quiet silences. But responsible storytelling asks us to pause. Public figures have families, children, and lives beyond our screens. Inventing or amplifying unverified crises doesn't bring clarity, it creates confusion. So instead of chasing a fictional emergency, let's talk about something real: how strength is perceived in public, how silence is interpreted, and why we're so drawn to decoding composure as hidden pain. The fascination with private confessions. There's something undeniably magnetic about the idea of a private video call. 6 trusted journalists, no recordings, just a respected anchor speaking quietly and candidly. It feels exclusive, almost sacred. When someone like Anderson Cooper, known for steady coverage of global crises, is imagined as finally opening up, the story carries instant weight. But that allure says more about us than about him. We crave backstage truths. We want to believe that behind every calm television presence lies a deeper, untold, emotional script. The truth, though, is that most of the time, professionalism is exactly what it looks like: preparation, discipline, and boundaries. Imagining secret revelations might feel intimate, but intimacy built on assumption isn't insight, it's projection. And projection, however compelling, isn't fact. Composure is not a clue. Savannah Guthrie's public demeanor, especially on Today, has long been measured and controlled. She delivers hard questions without theatrics. She transitions between policy interviews and human interest pieces with steadiness. That composure has become part of her professional identity. When viewers see someone remain calm during personal or public stress, it's tempting to search for hidden cracks. We're conditioned to equate visible emotion with authenticity and restraint with suppression. But calm doesn't automatically equal concealment. Some people process privately. Some speak only when ready. Some simply value structure over spectacle. Turning that into a psychological mystery risks mistaking temperament for trauma. Sometimes a steady voice is just a steady voice. Anderson Cooper's public persona. Anderson Cooper's reputation is built on controlled intensity. Whether covering hurricanes, elections, or humanitarian crises, his style is direct and composed. That consistency doesn't signal emotional detachment, it signals training and experience. He has spoken publicly about personal grief in thoughtful, measured ways. But measured doesn't mean masked, it means intentional. Imagining him delivering secret analyses about someone else's family dynamic may sound dramatic, yet it overlooks a fundamental principle of journalism: respect for privacy. Journalists understand the weight of unverified claims better than most. If anything, seasoned anchors are cautious about speculating on private relationships. The quieter truth is often less explosive, but more grounded. Professionals rarely diagnose one another's childhood scripts in whispered calls. The psychology we project onto silence. When a public figure doesn't immediately respond to rumor or pressure, we fill the gap. Silence becomes a canvas. We sketch in backstories about conditional love, performance-based approval, hidden expectations. Those themes resonate because many people have lived some version of them. But resonance doesn't equal confirmation. It's human nature to connect dots, even when they aren't truly linked. In a fast-moving news cycle, waiting can feel suspicious, yet waiting can also be wisdom. Choosing not to comment instantly isn't evidence of emotional scripting. It can be legal caution, family privacy, or simple exhaustion. The absence of noise is not proof of hidden turmoil. It's often just a boundary. Mother-daughter narratives are powerful, and complex mother-daughter relationships are among the most layered bonds people experience. Some are tender and affirming. Others are strict and demanding. Most are a blend. The narrative of love tied to strength is compelling because it speaks to universal pressure, the desire to make a parent proud. But applying that framework to a specific, real family without confirmation reduces complexity to a tidy dramatic arc. Real relationships evolve. They soften. They clash. They reconcile. They grow. Public observers see only fragments, holiday photos, interviews, small anecdotes. From those fragments, we sometimes build sweeping psychological conclusions. It makes for gripping storytelling, but it rarely reflects the full truth of any household. The difference between empathy and assumption. It's entirely possible for colleagues in media, anchors, correspondents, talk show hosts, to share warm conversations over the years. Green rooms foster camaraderie. Award shows create shared experiences. But empathy doesn't equal access to someone's deepest emotional wiring. Even close friends rarely know every childhood dynamic shaping another adult's behavior. When we imagine someone decoding a colleague's composure as proof of lifelong emotional conditioning, we blur empathy with analysis. True empathy allows room for mystery. It respects that another person's inner life may be more layered than any outsider can summarize in a call, however sincere it might sound in theory. Why responsible narratives? Matter stories involving crime, disappearance, or family trauma carry enormous weight. When they're fictional or speculative, that weight becomes risk. Real reputations can be harmed. Real children may one day read those claims. Responsible storytelling isn't about dulling emotion, it's about protecting truth. We can discuss resilience, generational parenting styles, or the cost of public strength without attaching those themes to invented crises. The emotional conversation stands on its own. In fact, it becomes stronger when detached from unverified drama. Accuracy may feel less explosive than revelation, but it builds trust rather than eroding it. Reframing what we're actually watching. If you find yourself studying a public figure's tone, pauses, or word choices, consider a simpler explanation first: professionalism. Broadcasters are trained to manage expression under pressure. They rehearse clarity. They understand how tone shapes interpretation. What might look like performance could simply be skill. And skill, especially in journalism, is earned through repetition and responsibility. We don't have to interpret every composed statement as emotional armor. We can view it as craft. When we allow public figures to be professionals first, we reduce the urge to invent unseen backstories to justify their steadiness. Choosing compassion over conspiracy. At the end of the day, the urge to decode hidden dynamics often comes from concern. We want to understand. We want to root for people navigating hard seasons. But compassion doesn't require conspiracy. We can hope for the well-being of public figures without attaching dramatic narratives to their silence. We can admire resilience without assuming it was forged in emotional scarcity. And we can respect privacy without feeling excluded from some secret truth. In a world that rewards sensational reveals, choosing patience and accuracy is a quiet act of integrity. It may not trend, it may not change everything, but it honors something more important than intrigue. It honors reality.